every attractive woman may as well be holding down women themselves and raping them themselves. The reason why they choose to go along with an evil culture and an evil system is because they are evil and they want more control. Be it gold-digging women who want more financial control of their lives and all the goodies that come with it. Or be it the conformists who want to feel more balanced as a result of social acceptance and their peers cheering them on. It is evil to conform to an evil system in order for your family to be allowed to live in an evil manner, including your newborn child. This is key here. I urge all of you to remember that. I'll say it again. It is evil and inexcusable in truth. It is evil to participate in an evil system in order for your family to live a longer life in an evil system, and including your newborn child. Obviously, they confound my speech to a certain degree by fuming me and with other technologies. It goes without saying. It also goes without saying that the sabotage hero is king. The world is evil. A king cannot be unsabotaged. He cannot be looking his best. The world is evil. Women are unreasonable. If you act like a robot, should you not be treated like a robot? The opposite of that is true sensitivity to injustice, which leads to the divine order. If you're part of a controlled opposition movement that is not truly addressing the injustice, are you truly sensitive to injustice? No sparring match is needed for those who aren't trying to restore the divine order in the manner of Horus, Harware, Horus the Elder, or Aries. No sparring match is needed. You are part of a controlled opposition group and a subculture that is allowed to exist because it is rather compatible with injustice and the principles of evil. It is part of the greater mixture of things that have been allowed to be, of the ingredients that have been brought to the table of injustice. Number one, women reject the wisest and the best. So what is a woman's worth when we consider that? What is a woman's worth? If she rejects the wisest and the best, those who are the most valuable men, what is she worth? Her judgment certainly must be part of what she's worth. If she only dates conformists and people that aren't sabotaged, what she's worth? What is she worth? Only when she's in a form where she's unattractive and no one else wants her will she date the sabotage guy because the people in charge want to see that. What is she worth? So what is a woman's worth? We should respect women enough to not give them respect when they reject the wisest and the best. Respect is truth. If you're not applying the truth, you're not respecting them. How can I guide you in the right direction? By assigning you respect you don't deserve. A woman's worth can only be found when she behaves in truth, when she conducts herself as a woman. This leads me to my next point. Good guys finish last. So obviously women together, right, haven't come together to make it so they finish first. That they find them effectively, and as a result of a superior selective process, they end up with the most worthy men. Why do good guys finish last? certainly after putting myself out there for over 2 decades, going on 3, it isn't because we don't try. 3, a real man knows a real woman when he sees her. An Alicia Keys song. A real man knows a real woman when he sees her. Does controlled opposition have a valid opinion? Does someone in the process of supporting a rape through illusion-based system have an opinion that matters? Is that a real man, or is that somebody who has subjected himself to illusion, therefore he's an actor? If you are an actor, can you be a real man? If you are an actor, can you be a real woman? The problem is, she is right. And she is an actor and not a real woman. So are all of her fans. And it seems pretty much every woman in society, or every female in society. Number 4, their argument of a real man, especially in the urban setting, right, is liberal, conservative, and libertarian. Right? Think about it. They're talking about a bunch of guys harass her, right, typically. And she says, you know, I found a real man. He knows how to treat her. He doesn't, you know, sexually harass her unfairly, and so on and so forth. He's mature, right? It's a maturity-based argument, right? Is it mature to go through life playing a role and upholding an evil rape culture so you don't face punishment? Imagine if maturity is based on reaping ill-gotten gains and avoiding punishment and not manning up for the principles of good. What you would see in the world today is exactly what you would expect. Number 5, and I have certain points with this one, okay, sub-points if you will. Social controllers. Pussy power, how it is actually used. Women are very effective social controllers for more than one reason. 5.1, they uphold social norms and please the rich, corrupt class. Okay, by doing that, they're helping to define ideal men in the minds of fools and the conformists as the rich, corrupt class males. This is part of tradition and culture, okay? Nature and nurture, breeding. Right? They've been bred to be that way. 5.2, law enforcement. Let's go through the different types of women we have in society. And what happens, we'll think about what happens when they come together to make culture and to talk in the locker room and to be cheerleaders and so on and so forth. Okay, law enforcement, okay? Intelligence agencies, women, right? These are very much, you know, social controllers, right? Military, National Guard is part of the military, right? Government workers, political party activists, mental health workers and their network. Corporate sponsored, right? Corporate workers, right? Religious, spiritual movements, all but mine, right? Gang members, traditionalists, hate groups. All these women are coming together for the purpose of social control in their respective groups. All of these groups uphold the illusion-based rape culture. None of them are adverse. You know, we look at religious people, right? A lot of these religious movements have buildings that are tax-free, right? Why? Because the government has given them the stamp of approval. This goes along with American values. Rapes and fraternities and all. You know, psychology and twisting the scripture and all. All right. Okay, we look at, there's two main terms of love that must be considered. One, literally, a form of love they call mania. You can't make this up. The other is ludus. Mania, in truth, what it truly refers to, right? What it's truly trying to stigmatize is the love of a martial artist who demands mind, body, soul submission from his soulmate. a true martial artist. When we look at the conservative conception of masculinity, they want the woman to accept their conformity and to give up their soul. Give up your soul and accept this conformist movement, right? They want to control their mind and their body. Okay, do what we tell you to. Have sex when we want you to, etc. They don't have the soul because they can't connect to the soul. They're too busy being worldly to connect to the soul of the woman. So the right and the left, the left is basically a man who completely bends over for the woman, right? As the party line. The right is the guy who wants to control her mind and her body, okay? And wants her to scream about freedom on his terms. What the mania is referring to some degree, is the right-wing guy, and it is the martial artist, right? They just define him as jealous, obsessive, possessive, and having highs and lows in their relationship. This is what they're really describing is a healthy relationship. When you look at what they're really trying to say, it is the healthiest of relationships. I don't want my wife flirting with another man. Is that jealousy or is that logic, higher logic? She is my wife. No, you can't have sex with her. Is that possessive? Is that obsessive? They twist it and try to stigmatize various people and use the environment and society to make people seem like they're mentally ill when they behave in these manners. And to some degree outside of the martial art order, they are. The opposite, which is the pervasive dominant form of love, eros, pragma, okay? All these other forms are just subcategories of this, is ludus. Ludus is love as a game or sport, role-playing, acting. This is the dominant form. Perhaps the only form of love that is allowed in Western culture is ludus. Lead ease, lead eyes, lead as. Life is a sport. Think about it. The martial artist in truth, and not the ballerina, gymnast, right? Actor, demon, demonstration, presentation, bitch, right? Not the sport, not the artist, not the actor, but the actual martial arts warrior who comes into form and delivers the truth. Not some guy playing a sport within the rules of an oppressive culture. Not an actor supporting that culture, pretending to be adverse at times. Not an artist painting things that sell based on how accepted this form of art is within this oppressive culture. All those guys are bitches. And all those guys have ludus. Love is a game of the sport, which at times may involve multiple partners. Greco-Roman orgies, Babylonian, Persian orgies, Assyrian sex cult orgies, Canaanite Baal worshipping sexual debauchery, depravity. That's what ludus is. You are disrespecting women to such a degree, whether you're a woman yourself or not, when you take on this form of love. So let's quickly go over the power a woman has, and we'll wrap it up, shall we? She chooses the man, has the baby, raises it, and supports it as it's older, right? Reinforces the cultural norms more often than not, at least when it's older. She has power over consumer purchases. She controls most of the consumer purchases, and to some degree, she is also the retailer, also the salesperson. Most people are only allowed to be in a female energy, rejecting the true spirit of God. She is the attention grabber. The attractive woman in the bar has more power than the attractive man, for the most part at least. She's the more conformist. She brings the body into the world, decides who comes and goes to some degree because of abortion. So she traps the soul in hell, right? And then moves within the cultural restrictions. People see her body as a way to go to heaven. Okay, I'm out of time.